ready up. Right, if you're coming from the stream now, welcome. This is Division 3 at Australia. Other side of the world, we've travelled to Melbourne in-game, and we're just one ready up from Hessam and Dodger away from starting the action. That is a lot of pre-roll ads. Pretty sure I didn't schedule pre-rolls, but it is what it is. So it will be a short quali and a 50% race, and it looks like it will be dry for now, and I don't know if there'll be rain in the race. We will see. Why are we getting a session start timer? Hey, it's quali. That's not supposed to happen. Why is there a start timer? I really hope it's just a stream side bug. That's not a good start. This is not how the game is supposed to function. Alright, now we're in. 11 cars contesting this one, and Sefa immediately needs an invite back. Right, so who could be the threat today for a race win? Obviously the two Williams will be obvious contenders for that win. Truxie now racing at McLaren after Ice Cream successfully poached him. He is the championship leader, so has the best shot of winning this race if his form continues as it has throughout the season. Angie's made plenty of mistakes on his own, costing him big points, so if he loses his championship he can only really blame himself. And those are the guys who can win. Now if we're looking for outside podium shots, my first bet would be Lehman. I've seen him practicing a lot of Australia and he looks very quick for D3 pace, so I think he could be on for a less likely podium. Fexin is also a podium shot. He has won races in D3 before, being native to D2, but I don't know. It's just a gut feeling that maybe Fexin won't be as strong this weekend, but I am very ready to be proved wrong. Both Mercedes of Hessam and Sefa are also outside bets for a podium. Less likely for a win, but a podium shout is definitely possible for either of them. Both of them I'd be very impressed with. And Dodger, for as long as I've known him, he's been towards the slower end of Division 3. Apart from a miraculous podium in Las Vegas last season, I've generally seen him towards the backpack for most of his time here at HDR. Oh, it's so drifty out of the final corner. He's almost lost his lap before he's even started it. He puts on a bit of overtake to start the lap, and let's watch how he does. Dodger into turn 1, takes it nice and smoothly to 5th gear, is exactly how you want to take it. And now heading towards turn 3. The wall on the left bends to the right a bit, so you don't want to brake perfectly straight along the track. You want to brake towards the outside, start near the middle and head towards the outside, which he's done, and it's flat out. And Roy has crashed, Nagrom has also crashed. What could have happened there? They have somehow crashed into each other in qualifying. Not sure how you do that, but I reckon there is going to be some angry voices at the end of that quali session. Dodger has misused his battery and is already running out, so that won't be good news for him. in his quest for qualifying glory. It's early stages of the session, so he'll have time for 2 more runs after this. The maximum runs you can get in Australia is 3 runs. 4 runs is very, very unlikely. Oh, Dodger spun! Oh, that happens to me a lot. You gotta feel for him. You just touch the grass with the rear tyre and immediately spins on you. JW Curtis, a 1:16.886. And Dodger goes through with his less than competent lap. And Angie's deep, he's locked his brakes, and his lap will also be slow, considering both Roy and Nagrom were in his way, having crashed into each other during qualifying. Angie cannot beat JW Curtis for the moment. Curtis the Brit is on pole position for the moment, and Fexin now boxes, and Hessam is invalid, so it's a wasted lap there from Hessam. No one on the lap at the moment. It's a very calm grid. We're down to 9 drivers in qualifying already. It's pretty mental how you can do that. Roy is being assassinated off track. Okay. Cheers. Angie down to low fuel mode. He's right on the line just before the braking zone, in the shade too. He looks a little bit blind. Ow, ow, ow. He looks a little bit blind. Is Dodger out on an out lap? He is. Right. Dodger is slowly lapping the track now, and he's starting to use a bit of battery, which seems a little concerning, considering it's his outlap still. It looks to be his second outlap though, because it's not showing the outlap graphic for him. It's showing something different. It's showing him as on hot lap. Now, who is on hot lap? Lehman. That one's more factual. And going down on his battery all the way to the last 5%, that is going to massively hurt him for the next straight. Lemon's used way too much battery. Way too much. And he's going to be so slow down to the next straight and into the final sector. He'll be looking good for the first 2 sectors, and he's invalid anyway. All that practice has not paid off so far for Lehman. He's going to have to find another run and more time. Truxie, championship leader, exiting the first corner and getting a beautiful slipstream up ahead from Fexen in the Aston Martin. The rear wing glowing, as it always does on this game for whatever reason, in the Australia sunshine. And Truxie is finding a great slipstream and a lot of lap time from this first sector, going purple. And we could see a time in the low 16s or the high 15s. High 15s would be my prediction. Truxie is an exceptionally fast driver for D3 and is showing his qualifying strategy through the slipstream that he's getting from Fexin, and Fexin is just about far away enough that it won't be affecting his lap time too much. But Fexin now really does have to pick it up, and Fexin gets out of the way, so this has actually worked so perfectly for Truxie. Fexin aborted his own lap, and Truxie has now been gifted slipstreams across 4 straights. This is absolutely golden for Fexin, for Truxie. Fexin has gifted him gold there, and out of the final corner, even if his next runs have more track evolution, that run will get him pole, and that run might be tough to top considering all the slipstreams he got off of Fexin. Fexin into the pits again, and Hessam invalid again. Who's out on track? Lehman is. Oliver's in the gravel at turn 12 exit. 13 exit. And Angie is invalid. Trixie is on its in lap. There's no one really to watch. We can watch Lemon start a lap. He'll be the next driver to cross the line. Right, let's see if his battery management is a little better placed this lap, because last time it was very poorly placed, but it didn't matter because he got the lap invalidated anyway. So let's see if he can save his battery a little better this time around. Lemon into turn 1, doesn't use that turn 1 apex, that's already cost him lap time all the way down the next straight towards turn 3. You have to clobber that apex curb here at Australia, and taking it as wide as possible. Looks like the line is nice, but he's a little narrow into turn 4, and that could lose him a bit more time as he's heading towards turn 5. And now turn 6, huge camber, and misses the apex there, but you can just about get away with it. His battery management this lap is once again, he's doing the exact same thing he did last lap. This is very poor battery management from Lehman at the moment, and he's going to lose way more lap time down to the next straight due to his lack of battery. And sector 3, it's going to lose him so much time on the straight down to the final run to the line. Lehman into turn 12, hits it up nicely on the apex, nicely on the exit, flat out through 13, then brake tight for 14, flick it back round left to wind it along the medium-ish final corner, and now you'll have a little bit of battery left to run to the line, and the poor battery management has definitely cost him there. Angie up to P3 earlier on in the session. Trixie's pole time remains unchallenged. Settle back in, and Hessam on yet another outlap. If you finish, you get points, so people need to focus on not DNFing like Roy Nagrom did just now. Hessam starts his lap, doesn't use overtake for the moment, and into turn 1, will he get that apex curb a little better than Lehman did? Into first corner, it's alright, but it's not great, and he goes in 6th gear through the apex, which is not ideal either. He'll have a little shorter revs now down towards turn 3, and he's using higher gears this time around. 4th gear, Lemon got this down to 2nd gear, and I think best of both worlds, 3rd gear is the way to go. And into turn 6, he goes just about down to 5th gear. Now this is where you want to use the overtake battery, and this is where Hessam is using the overtake, and he's gaining lap time, but he's using it very conservatively. It's completely opposite. What gear do you use in turn 1? I use 5th. Hessam now exiting the turn 9-10 chicane, and he's conserved his battery pretty much perfectly. That is just enough battery to last you well to the end of the lap. 4th gear through turn 12, and now flat out through 13. It is so risky going on that curb, and he pays the price again with another invalidation. And off to the pit lane he goes once more for yet another wasted set of soft tyres. In a field of 9-man quali, he is 11th. This is not good. Seppa's out for his opening run. He was out with a disconnect for a little while, but he is now back. Fexen has also been unable to set a valid lap time, so Seppa now he could easily beat Dodger, considering Dodger's lap was a lap where he spun and continued the lap anyway. So it should be fairly easy to gain time. But the Truxie pole stands strong for now, and only one Williams is in the mix to challenge him at the moment. The other Williams is down the back, and Australia is quite hard to overtake. So Roy may have a tough time overtaking cars when we get to the race. And Seppa now out of the final corner, crosses the line to start his lap and overtake all the way into turn 1. That's not how you'd want to do it, but I guess it's one of many ways you can toggle the battery. And he's invalid again. He's really struggling. Both Mercedes, in fact, are really struggling to get it. Right, Mercedes masterclass in it. What is going on there with these men's? Dodger now running through the third sector of the lap. This time he doesn't spin, and this time he gets to do his final corner. Out of the final corner, his battery is very thin to the line. Is he just gonna manage it? And he goes 4 seconds faster, but it's not enough to lift him away from P6. It is enough to put him a little safer from Seppa, who is now starting his lap. This will be his final lap of the session, so let's watch Seppa's progress. Seppa has used way too much battery before the lap ends, and already in Sector 1 that is a lot of battery usage. He's burning way too much. This is not looking good. He's going to have nothing for turn 9 and 10. He's matched Truxie through the first sector, but look how much battery he's wasted on that. So, but Mercedes are sorting themselves a perfect slipstream actually. The slipstream combo has saved Seppa's lap a bit, because his lap was pretty much ruined by that piss poor battery management. And Hassan now slipstreams Seppa perfectly, and Seppa's about to finish his lap. Unless... oh, he's just kept it within track limits. This will be the final lap he gets, so this final lap is going to be critical. Seppa now winding left, and now almost spins it, but he has no choice but to complete the lap. Essam's going to start his lap now. Save the battery throughout the lap. You want about 30% when you finish the second sector. Good luck. Hessam now starting his final lap, and Seppa will be the one giving him the slipstream now. JW Curtis is also on his final lap. Seppa was up to P4. Truxie starting his final lap, and Truxie has the same slipstream arrangement with Fexin. I'm starting to think there's a bit of cross-teaming going on. This is not that okie dokie, is it? Hessam... oh, Seppa's off, Seppa's off. That's why. He's off into the gravel, and Truxie and Fexin are doing a cross-lap slipstream once again. Truxie can't improve on this lap, just about dodges the Mercedes in the gravel, and Fexin continues on his lap. Is he bailing? No, they've just started their laps really close to each other. JW Curtis still on the front row. This will be a great quali if he can keep it that way. Angie is mid-lap as well, and Truxie is now catching Fexin during his lap. Fexin himself is not really setting the timing sheet to light, considering how much Trixie's gaining on him. But we'll see up to the line. Hessam to the front row. That's more like it from the Mercedes man. JW Curtis down to P3. And Trixie, can he extend his pole position with another slipstream lap from Fexin? Fexin up to the front row. And Trixie takes pole position for the Australian Grand Prix. Hessam in third. Who's left? Angie to the front row, crashes the Aston Martin party, and Angie now in P2, Lehman's invalid, and Sefer is on the slow lap. And it will be 6 different teams in the top 6. This is quite good. This is very competitive, and we're looking forward to a good race now. There is your final grid order. Trixie takes pole position with 2 drivers very, very close to him. Then it's Hessam, Curtis, Oliver, Sefer, Lehman, Dodger, Roy, Nagrom. Okay, you guys
Now
can.
I am.
Alright, you guys can ready up now.
Okay. He could do the home, mister. He could do the home as well.
Alright, good luck, everyone. Right, I can hear the little buzzer for the 5 red lights that are going to be upon us. 5 red lights around Melbourne! And they all go out, and Trixie is away. Angie gets a bad start, and Fexen is almost alongside him. Nope, Angie recovers it in the second phase, and Fexen is now under pressure from Hessam. Fexen off the road. JW Curtis is going to gain a place, and Fexen is down to 5th. He's turned a very good start into a very, very, very poor turn 1. Going off the track and losing places on his own after having a decent start. Trixie continues to lead, and Fexen is maybe overtaken under a safety VSC. There's already a VSC, and I don't see any reason. Is it Dodger? Yeah, Dodger without a front wing. And is it just Dodger, or is it someone else? Doesn't seem to be. Diamonds, remember, focus on breathing. I've seen that as a psychological... Oh, Nagrom has wing damage. I've seen that as a psychological trick in tennis, where, like, if your opponent is doing really good serves, compliment them and say, like, tell them they, like, breathe out when they serve, and or just say something you notice about something really small, like, I don't know, their ear flicker. Then they'll start to focus on the ear flicker or the breathing instead of their actual serve, and... maybe Ice Cream's trying to make me focus on my breathing instead of my driving and my comms. Alright, we're back underway, and Dodger is going to be firmly at the back of the field, and so is Nagrom. They are now in the battle for the wooden spoon. Trixie is away, and Hessab is already gaining, and there's already a bit of damage at the back. Roy going side by side with Lehman. Sauber versus Williams, and Fexen, aggressive move down the inside, and once again he's off the road at turn 1 for the second lap running. Ice Cream, you are now manually breathing. No, it's a joke from... oh, yeah. No, I know, but, like, I thought you were also doing it just to put me off. Hey, look how fast my reflexes are. He's at the top of the friends list. Roy up to 6th after starting last on the field. And Lemon is now going to be the next guy he can go for. Lemon, is he going to put up a defense? Roy is using every last bit of battery, and Lehman has no defense to offer. They both have DRS, but it's already the same thing. Roy is past. Oh, someone in the gravel! Someone in the gravel! And it's a Mercedes, and it's Hessam dropping down and down the order. One is disconnected, and one of them has dropped it in the gravel. And now it goes from a podium all the way down to 7th. It's another bottle job! And Fexen tried to move where he really shouldn't have. He weren't alongside enough, I don't think. And I think Lehman knew that and just kept going. And Hessam now, again deep, again losing a place to Oliver. And Angie now passing Trixie for the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Angie passed Trixie. Trixie will try fight it back, but Angie has the DRS and the superior straight line speed to stay ahead for now. But there is always a chance to catch someone lacking around Australia. Hessam now lets suffer through. He's not officially back in the session yet, though, so it'll be a bit weird. Oh, he's off! Oh, he's off again. He's got no grip. He has a damaged wing. Again. He'll be joining Nagrom and Dodger at the wooden spoon battle. Fexen versus Oliver, and Fexen is easily victorious. He now has a Lemon to catch, and beyond that, I don't think he can catch anyone else. It is 4 people fighting for the lead now, and it will be Trixie on the attack and Angie on the defense this time around. Roy, having started from the back, already dragged himself to the full-time fight. That is quite impressive. Trixie now overtaking Angie, who offers no defense whatsoever, except maybe a switchback out of turn 1. which won't be possible because essentially turn 1 encourages a block pass, and Sefer Hessam swapping places. And Trixie still ahead, Roy is still in P4, JW Curtis will be his next opponent. Oh. Diamonds. Speaking of psychology trick, you said it's when someone is doing things well, so basically I have no reason to do that to you. Because what is it you're doing well? Okay. Okay. Trixie is, cheers ice cream. Cheers ice cream. My nan has spun in the school zone and, is now telling them the tyres are flat spotted. Roy gets past Curtis for the podium, and this will be tight. They both keep it clean. Curtis stays in the fight, and now around the outside at turn 14, Curtis chooses the aggressive line, and now Roy gets ahead anyway. Trixie has a massive slide, and it's both Williams on the podium now. Curtis in 4th place, Lehman in 5th place, with Fexing gaining gradually. Oliver is still in DRS. Just about. Yep. That skinny Alpine rear wing opens, so he still has DRS. And Trixie versus Angie is now going to be a race-long chess battle because neither of them have the pace to escape each other. Oh, dodges out, and that is a full safety car. That is now the opportunity for Nagrom to return to the race. Okay. Right, now, who is going to box? I expect them all to be in, to be honest. Bro, the moment Dodger leaves McLaren, he starts doing races. Dodger versus Trixie. Why is Dodger always involved in the most unfair possible swaps? Okay. Box, both of you, box. Box for mediums, yeah.
I'm in the game.
Has some box too. Right, they're all in the pits. Angie and Oliver have both stayed out. That could be a problem for them. Let's see if any places. Mercedes are double stacking, and Hessam has a wing to change. I hope you didn't forget that.
I changed.
Another set. Okay. Right, let's see the tyre situation. Everyone has stopped. Everyone has stopped except Angie and Oliver, and Nagrom is behind both Mercedes, but he's too slow to be a threat. Can these hards go to the end? We shall find out. Is Angie and Oliver gonna box again though? We'll see. They'll be vulnerable on the restart, but if the hards can't make it, then it makes sense for them to box. Let's see. Right. Ice cream. How long was it that way? Because I unplugged my mic for because people were in the room, and I didn't re-plug it in, did I? That was yeah, that was not ideal. That was not ideal. Everything I've said in the last however many minutes is just not here anymore. I can't believe this, man. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I said it. Does Trixie have damage? I showed you, though. I mean, I said yes, and you didn't hear that, but you did see. Look, his left end plate is gone. See? Imagine if I didn't ask and you just commentated without commentating. Oh god, that would be definitely top 10 worst comms mistakes. The incident, probably. I just remembered Bram is William, so he's supposed to be angry at Roy now. I remember a time when Bram would be laughing, but he's now his teammate. Sepha's losing hella time on those mediums. Hessam's losing even more time to Sepha. Yeah, they can't keep up. Lehman can't keep up with the Mercedes either. It's just all going into their own races of their own now. It's so Jova for Roy, man. He's probably getting a quali ban, and he's probably getting a huge pen for whatever you call that, driving on the straight. Roy now gaining to Curtis. I don't know how Curtis is not pulling away, but Roy with damage is apparently faster than Curtis with a fixed car. It was going to be Roy versus Angie and Trixie for the win, and then Roy had to ruin it. Roy now getting closer. Possible, take the lead. Yes, he does. Roy gets past Curtis, but he already has a pre-existing track limits pen of however many seconds. 3 seconds. It's not too much. Right, so, when was the last time I put a V-carb on the YouTube thumbnail? The answer is never, so let me get a quick screenshot. There we go. Curtis is not ready to give this up. He's going to try fight back. Trixie's wing damage must be catching up to him because he can't keep up, but Roy can. Roy is managing his wing better now. And Curtis into turn 1. He's going to know that Roy has damage, but Roy's taking a way better line. Look how he clobbers that apex much better. And Sepha has to pit. Sepha has to pit for hard tyres that he's already used. Oh, that's not going to be good. And he's going to get basically pressured by Angie now because it's 5 laps versus 6 laps, and then you take into account the massive driver skill boost that Angie has over Sepha. It's going to be tough for Sepha to not get passed by Angie here. Right, Nagrom pitting for soft tyres for no reason. He's in a wooden spoon fight with Oliver. Curtis had a chance for a move, but he's keeping it still for now. And Curtis now has the DRS. He's going to get the slipstream, and he's going to go for the pass! Curtis is still waiting, though. Roy, he could have easily gotten alongside out of turn 12, but he's just not going for it. 5 versus 7. I tell you, that's a fight in Angie's favour, mate. It's not enough tire advantage to let Sepha get away. Angie's quicker. Now Curtis gets a much better exit out of the final corner, and this time it'll show why he's been waiting, because he now pulls an easy pass at Roy, and he's going to get second DRS as well to get away from the Williams car, and it's going to be Roy versus Curtis for the win this time, but Roy has that track limits pen. Curtis doesn't want damage. He knows what could happen. Yeah, you're damn right, bro. We've already seen earlier in the race what happens when you try race with Roy, so it's all just a patient game of not messing up before you get before you can get your moves done. And that's a slow moving Mercedes. It is Hassam. And he's lost more time, but he's in a fight with Lemon to the end of the race on pace race. It's not a battle race, it's a pace race because Hassam has a track limits pen. He just has to not get any more and he'll be fine. And Lemon has a good chance to catch up. All he has to do is get within range. He doesn't even have to do the difficult thing of making a path. He has to just get close enough. And Roy now, he has to follow as close as he can, but it can be tough around Melbourne. All these tight twisty corners in Sector 3 are really, really frustrating. He will get DRS again, and he'll get the slipstream again to get closer. And if we look at the battery, Curtis is miles better off right now than Roy is. Roy now up to 8th gear, driving into the corner. Roy gets... he's currently in P2 and won't be getting anything better than that. Dodge is only left now. Roy gets closer. Lehman has a track limit pen, so it's no longer a pace race. They just bring it home to the end. Roy is going to go for the move now. Even with damage, he can't be stopped. Curtis makes the move. Roy makes the move. Sorry. Curtis now makes the move, and Aggie's had a spin, so his gaining on Sepha is going to end. It's not a good day for the Williams outfit at all, because Roy is going to be in for all those time pens afterwards. Let's just see how much it adds up to, because the only two offences I've seen is possible quali ban and then whatever that straight line pit manoeuvre you call that. Curtis and Roy now are going to resume the battle. Curtis has a full tank of battery. Roy's been absolutely played like a fiddle here, and Curtis immediately makes an easy repass. Roy will have a chance to charge up the battery, but I don't think he's going to use it because he's not that smart. Roy is not the guy you go to for a mature drive. You go to him for a risky drive. And sometimes it works and he controls the race. Sometimes you end up taking out your own teammates. Here, it plays both ways. Can't stop laughing, man. He was literally in the easiest position to win, and he had to just go for a gap that didn't exist. Why is Ice Cream in Melt cousins now? Anyway, Roy has shown a rare sight of patience, and now he's going to go to the inside. Curtis won't fight it. Roy will get the move done, but just remember who has the battery advantage. It is Curtis in that V-Carb, and it will be a very good drive from him to take P2 or the win or whatever position he's on for. Curtis locks up. How many warnings does how many? One. No, wait, that's not track limits. One, two, three. Three track limit pens. 4/10 between Roy and Curtis. Curtis, I expect to move into turn 12. No, that's not how you do it. That's the hardest way. Just go per driver. Oh, that would have been slightly easier. Oh. Curtis to the outside. He's not going to wait till turn 12. He's going to get the move done straight away. And he'll get the second batch of DRS to help him get away. And every lap that goes on, this looks progressively worse for Roy. Sepha will be gaining on Lehman and Hessam now. And it is a good chance for him to recover, because all those hard runners have to pull in really long stints to end the race. Do it again, says Ice Cream. I don't want to, but fine. I want to watch if Roy tries something stupid in turn 3. Wait. Is he gonna? Oh, Angie's out. Angie's out, and no points for Williams from one half of the garage. Oh, is he gonna box? Oh, Seth is in. And looks like a set of soft tyres might be on the order. Don't tell me you got a pen. Oh! Yep, soft tyres are on the order. And looks like this race has turned on its head. Now. Right, I'm gonna unplug. I'm gonna... Oh, no, I forgot! No, here. He has, he's on his next pen. He's about to get his next pen. He's on his next pen. Right. I shall unplug, and don't forget, I will not forget to replug it. Battery management is key here. Don't go below 30% battery, then you're going to be slow on basically every straight. You want to just keep it on medium and then you go... So you... Careful with your car. Careful, nice and gentle with them. Right, state of play now. Everyone on basically same age soft tyres. Top 4 are on 1 lap newer tyres, but it's 1 safety car lap, so it doesn't make much of a difference. The drivers now are going to have to try keep their tyres warm, possibly burn off fuel if they need to. And Ice Cream is being funny again. Yep, Trixie now does have a second chance to win. Curtis is at a massive disadvantage now, because with the wing fixed for Roy and the wing fixed for Trixie, Curtis is gonna be in trouble. He might just be cooked, but let's see. Right. Respect Curtis. Alright, my bad, bro. Alright. I'll put a bit of respect on Curtis's name. He drove a very good race in Silverstone, and he's kept up with the leaders pack this time. And he has track position for this restart. And only 4 laps to go when we get racing again, which puts Curtis in a very good position. Roy is going to be in for a boatload of pens, and Trixie has to pass Roy. And passing Roy is not without its risks, and almost guarantees a front wing loss if you try it. So Trixie is the main threat to Curtis right now. Hessam below. Hessam won't have the pace to go after Curtis. Neither will any of the field below, unless Fexen gets a miracle restart, is the closest thing I could think of to a backmarker challenge at the moment. Oliver in P9 and Nagrom in P8. They're going to get good points by finishing this race now. Say my name, you won't. X Layman 77X Um, I decided to turn what you intended into just a piss take. So it's Lehman between the two Mercedes, Trixie with 2 cars ahead of him, Curtis and Roy. Roy, only one man to look at, the Visa rear wing, and Curtis has a clear track ahead of him to go racing into. Let's see how he does this. Now, out of the final corner is the best place to do a restart, but if you can catch them lacking earlier on, then by all means do it. And I think he might have. Oh, Roy's run into him, and Curtis now has to hold them. Roy is ready. Curtis, he's taking it late, very, very late. Roy's trying to stay alongside, and as soon as Roy stops being alongside, Curtis pulls away and does the restart. Very, very nice. Textbook example, pretty much. And now it is going to be Trixie has to pass Roy if he wants a chance to win. Zephyr gets a track limits penalty immediately, which ruins any chance of that podium that was on the cards. But anything can happen in these last few laps. It could be pure carnage. It could be pure glory. Let's watch how it now goes. With only 4 laps to go, JW Curtis leads from Roy. All of them will have their battery reset, so Curtis's battery advantage is gone. And Roy's immediately in the slipstream, ready to go on the attack. Curtis up the gears, so is Roy though. Curtis has got less battery, and now Roy charging round the outside. Soft tyre versus soft tyre, and Roy is immediately into the lead on the restart. It took him half a lap, but he's got the move he needed to get done, and now he has to build as big of a gap as possible before we find out how many pens he's going to be in for next race. Roy leads from Curtis, then Trixie, then Hessam, then Lehman still between both Mercedes, and then Fexen has not had that miracle start. Oliver and Nagrom are still battling for the wooden spoon at the back. Angie and Dodge are your DNF cars, and Roy is now pulling clear up to 5/10. And Trixie has to be the next man to try past JW Curtis. This is way more important for Curtis that he keeps Trixie behind, because Trixie is less likely to be in for pens, because Trixie's got no track limits. But Curtis locks up immediately, and now is going to put himself on the defensive shape. Trixie won't have DRS yet, as long as he just stays within DRS of Roy, which is a difficult task when Roy has a full front wing and clear track ahead of him. It's going to be very, very difficult, but let's see if he can pull the move off. Lehman is now battling Zephyr off the track. Lehman now side by side with the Mercedes man. Slight wheel contact, but they both get away cleanly. And now Fexen is going to be after Zephyr, both D2 drivers racing in D3. Zephyr now, bit of a wiggle, but stays ahead of Fexen. I feel sorry. It's set to 3 minutes an hour. That's the lowest I can make it without taking a monumental tank in revenue. You had a McDonald's one. Unfortunate. JW Curtis. Or maybe it's targeted advertising, Bram. Maybe, you never know. Are you a fatty? I don't know. I should not have said that. Trixie on the back of Curtis, but Curtis is keeping up with Roy pretty amazingly. Roy's got 0 defense offered for whatever reason. He's slowing dramatically. It's almost like he's got an engine failure. If this was real life, I would definitely suspect it. But Roy was so slow on that straight, he's got nothing left to fight with. Roy in P3, and now he might put himself into a battle I didn't expect him to be, and that is in a fight with Hessam. Roy versus Hessam, they've had a lot of clashes this season. Even though on raw pace, they really shouldn't be fighting each other this often. Let's see how it turns out this time. It's the accidental Hamilton Verstappen of D3, even though only one of them is a consistent front runner. So, what 2 drivers crashed that it's like a front runner and someone less? I don't know. Verstappen, Hamilton and Ocon, I think. Or Verstappen and Ocon, I don't know. Oh, Hassam's lost it. That immediately loses a chance. Bottles away. Trixie and Curtis now side by side. Trixie gets past. Curtis tries to hang it round the outside though, and almost gets the move done. Now back down the inside. Oh, almost contact, but he keeps it in line. And Trixie now into the lead. Trixie with 2 laps to go ahead of Curtis, and Curtis has been putting up a great fight all race. He's not a title contender, but he is giving the leaders but he's given the leaders a difficult time as if he was one. Penalties. Lemon and Sefer are in position to gain a few places. Oh man, you guys. It's the final lap of the race now. Wait, I swear it was 2 laps to go. Did I just blink or fall asleep? Final lap of the race between Truxie and Curtis. Looks like I timed that 2 laps to go right before they crossed the line to start what is the actual final lap. And they're using up all the battery they can. And Curtis now goes around the outside of Truxie. And that is a race-winning move pulled off by Curtis. Truxie will try fight this back. He has to slipstream. Does he have DRS? No! Curtis is going to be ahead going into Sector 3. And now it's Curtis's race to lose. Curtis, for his first win in HDR for quite some time. As far as I can remember, he hasn't won one before. This is going to be the first win he has in a long, long time. Roy is going to be third on track and set to lose a lot of places afterwards. Curtis wins the Australian Grand Prix. Truxie is second to extend his championship lead. And Hessam is on the podium, even with 6 seconds of time pens. Sefer gets 5th. Fexen gets 4th. And Lehman with P6, a solid drive from him. Roy P7, not the drive of a championship contender at all. Angie DNF'd. It's overall a Williams disaster, and Oliver gets ahead of Nagrom. There you have it. Whoa! I did not know that was a feature podium celebration. That is so cool. There is your final race results. Curtis with the win at the Lands Down Under on the other side of the world in Melbourne. Went from Silverstone all the way to Australia, and Curtis has looked really strong these last few races, and look what it's turned into. A race win for Curtis in the V-Carb. What an impressive result from him. Truxie in second, still on his way for a great chance of the championship. Hessam on the podium. Great result in the end for him. Then Fexen, Sefer, Lehman, Roy Oliver, Nagrom, Angie, Dodger. Lads, you got to be happy with that. P3 and P5. Good stuff.
It's P4.
Is it P4? It says P5 on my screen.
Yeah, but the penalty is I tried to leave space for fixing.
Alright, you can make a report and get it removed afterwards, so if that's P4, very, very good.
Yeah, we have resulted the Williams.
Yep. We're fighting to stay ahead of Red Bull in the Constructors, and that's definitely a good way to go at it. They didn't score any points this weekend, so far. So, very, very good start. Alright, we'll bring the stream to an end here. Hope you enjoyed that, and next week we're back in Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Get set, it's a high downforce circuit. Right, bye guys, from the stream side.